Today, for this program, we are going to have two translators. Claudia, go ahead. Claudia and Seng Yao, please use the main channel for now. Come back to the main channel. Yeah, Claudia, go ahead. Can you speak? We're not able to hear you. You need to come back to the main channel. We're not able. Go down to the bottom, interpretation. Go to off. You have gone to the channel too soon. Are you able to go off? Okay, that's okay. You went into interpretation too soon. Can you leave and come back again, both of you? Don't go into the interpretation in the main room because we need to give people instructions on where to go and how to do this. Okay? So again, we'll start. Good morning and good evening to everyone. Now, for this class, we are going to be trying the interpretation rooms. How this interpretation room works is basically you change your audio channel. And so Claudia, go ahead and...
Buenos días. Can you hear me, right?
Yes.
Buenos días y buenas tardes a todos. Para esta sesión en particular se va a utilizar por primera vez canales de interpretación. Quiere decir que ustedes van a poder estar en una sala donde van a poder escuchar la traducción al español específicamente.
¿Ya?
早上好，晚上好。所以呢，今天呢，我们有2位的翻译。待会呢，我们会各自根据你们的语言呢，选择你们的音频的设置，就是看你们要选择哪一个语言。
So how you change your audio channel is you go down to the bottom of your screen and you should see the icon of sort of like a globe and it says interpretation. And there you click on there and then you will see the options available. Chinese or Spanish if you need. If you don't need, then just stay. Don't do anything. If English is your main language, nothing to do. But if you need Spanish or if you need Chinese, go down to interpretation, click there, and you will see the options. Choose your option and click.
Para cambiar el canal, ustedes van a ver en la parte inferior de su pantalla una especie de icono que dice interpretación. Hacen clic en ese icono y van a ver las opciones disponibles de chino o español. Si el inglés es tu idioma, entonces no necesitas hacer nada.
所以待会呢，要怎么样去选择这翻译呢？就在我们的视频的下面有一个标志呢，好像一个地球这样的，它是那个 interpretation， 就是那个翻译那边，你选择你需要的语言，比如说要听中文翻译的，就选那个有个中字 Chinese， 然后其他他们就西班牙语的就选择那西班牙语。如果你不需要翻译的话，就不需要点，就留在这里就好了。
Yeah, so now please choose your language, your audio channel.
所以现在呢，就请选你们的这个语言，你们需要翻译的语言。
Ahora pueden elegir su canal de traducción.
So Claudia and Sengyao, you can both also choose your go to those rooms, the audio channels. Thank you.
I think I'm in already.
Gracias.
Both of you, please check in your audio channel to make sure that people can hear you.
有人进来了吗？有听到吗？有听到可以回应一下。
Yao, you're not there yet. Are you there yet? I can hear you very clear in the main room.
Okay, but I already clicked. Chu Mei, and then there's someone and they say that she can hear.
Claudia? Yao, can you speak again? You're not in the Chinese room, Yao. I'm over there, and I don't hear you.
Guru, Yao is not appointed as interpreter yet.
Aha. Okay, so that is.
可以听到吗？
No, you're not there yet. Okay, now go to that room again. Can you go to that room again? Okay, good. Yes, now I can hear you. Okay. So I think we are good now. Yeah, good? Okay. So one more thing to point out, if you're unfamiliar with how Zoom works, Zoom lets you control what you see. Yao, please don't share that. We will all end up seeing it, and it's going to be confusing. Yeah. Don't do anything with the video. Another thing, if you're unfamiliar with how Zoom works, Zoom lets you control what you see on your screen. So if you go to the top right-hand corner for view, there you can choose to view only the speaker or to view everybody else, which is gallery. So you can click between those two. Okay, so we are going to start today with the practice first, with the ngondro, or the foundational practice for this particular practice of Achi. So please go to page 1. Since we have a few languages, so for the practice, we are only going to chant in Tibetan. If for the practice session, you want to hear my voice more clearly, then you can choose to go back to the main room and click English. You will see in your interpretation English. Then when we start the teaching later on, you can switch back to your audio channel. Jitar lume gyamne gonjo zum nangtar jugu longu jugu zum sangwa zalong tele changju sem ngobo dungi dhamma tare ma changju bardu medra kyabzu Jitar lume gyamne gunju zum nangtar jugu lungu jugu zum sangwa zalung tile changju sem ngobo dungi dharma tare ma changju bardu medra kyabzu jidar lume gyamne gunju zum nangtar jugu lungu jugu zum sangwa zalung tile changju sem ngobo dungi dhamma tare ma changju bardu medra kyabzu Hoi nangwa jusu madru korwe nang gyumar gyamshin lobe lam kowe dronam gyalge nele delchir tu tsadang kadu nyam nga ji jurum hijing seme shi yi sem gyed hoi nang wa jusu madru korwe nang gyumar gyamshin lobe lam kowe dronang gyalge nele drilchir du tsadang kadu nyam nga ji jurum hijit zeme shi yi sem gyed hoi nang wa jusu madru korwe nang gyumar gyamshin lokbe lam kowe dronang gyalge nele delchir du tsadang kadu nyam nga ji jurum hijit zeme shi yi sem gyed jivo lama dorje sempani yabyun yamsu pegye tabshki shu kurze tome nesa tidrim kun kusu rabgu nungyu jimbu sha jije megi dazang nangwa zo Bhajra Om 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 Dun Chidar Hangwa No Chun Ki Tu Soy Nang Tar Du Ji Sin Tru Sha Cha Ru Sang Wa De Tong Ka Shi Me Jung Ro Chu Yi Ni Me Rang Re Xiao Shar Wa Lo Yi Lang Ne Men De A Di Bu Lu Drum Chi Dar Nang Wa wa no ju ge zhe zo nang tar du jie zin zhu sha zha lu sang wa de tong ga ji mei ju ro ju yi ni me ran re zel sha wa lo yi la ne men de de bu lo zhen ji dar nang wa no ju ge zhu zu nang tar du jie zin zhu sha zha ru sang wa de tong ga xi me zhu ru ju yi ni me rang re xiao sha wa lo yi lang ne men de de bu lo. Sing Yao and Claudia, can you try recording as well and record to your computer? Because I know that in the main recording room, only the English will be recorded, but not the Spanish and the Chinese. So try recording to your computer. At the bottom, you can see the recording option. You don't see the recording option? Okay, let me see. I see. Okay, so maybe it's you're not able to record. Let me try something else. So somebody suggested. Anyway, we'll just make a more general announcement about recording. So for this session, I know that only the English will be recorded. The audio in the audio channels for Chinese and Spanish will not be recorded. But some of you listening in Spanish or listening in Chinese might know how to record. So if you know how to record independent of Zoom, please go ahead and record this so that we can make them available to listening afterwards. So Yao and Claudia, go ahead and announce. So maybe some people who know Spanish or Chinese know how to record at least the audio. Okay, so now so this particular sadhana has a section that is called the ngondro, or the foundational practices, before going into the main practice. The main practice is further divided into outer, inner, secret, and most secret. 4 sections. The foundational practices, or what is known in Tibetan as ngondro, is a very important element in our practice. There are 2 ways of thinking about this ngondro. Two possible kind of analogies that one could use to think about the ngondro. But particularly the way that the founder of Drigum Kagyu, Kyopa Jigten Sumgun, his explanation of ngondro is specific to one way of understanding. Even though generally there are 2 ways you can think about the ngondro, but Kyopa Jigten Sumgun, his position fixes it in one way, which is to think of ngondro as the foundation of a building. So one way of thinking about ngondro is that it is like the foundation of a building. Another way of thinking about ngondro is like the road or the distance of the road that you have traveled at the beginning, and now you are done with it. Right? Means like you walk on the road, right? You walk from here to here. Then over here, you say, is the beginning part of the road. But now I'm on this part of the road. Now that you have arrived this part of the road, there is kind of this feeling like, I don't need this part of the road anymore. Right? But Kyopa Jigten Sumgun says, that is a wrong way of understanding ngondro. So the right way, he says, to understand ngondro is to see it as the foundation of a building. So then when you have built a strong foundation, then you build the next level and the next level. So no matter how high you rise up, right, on this building, the foundation needs to always be there. And in a sense, it needs to be constantly reinforced. So it is not something that you are done with when you are on the 59th floor. And you can see so well on 59th floor, and then, you cannot think, oh, the foundation is not important. But in fact, you have to keep reinforcing the foundation. The higher you want to build this building, right, the more you have to keep checking to make sure the foundation is firm and strong and unmoving. This is Gyopa Jigten Sumgön's way of explaining what foundation, what ngondro is. Then ngondro is not just what we normally think. 100,000 refuge, 100,000 purification through Vajrasattva, 100,000 accumulation of merit through mandala, 100,000 uniting or connecting with the wisdom mind of the Guru, the Lama. And ngondro is not just that. Those are, you can say, practices or techniques to develop what I would call the ngondro mind. To develop all the foundational understanding, the foundational view. Again, according to Kyopa Jigten Sumgön's explanation, he said that all the crucial, all the important details, not details, sorry, all the important, all the crucial principles is already given at the foundational level. So that what comes afterwards, what the Buddha taught after, beyond the foundational level, are simply methods and further explanation to help us realize the principles that are already taught at the foundational level. So in a way, Kyopa Jigten Sumgön's teaching approach is very unique. So when he applied this principle in the different contexts of training, you can see the uniqueness of his way. So, for example, in Tibetan Buddhism, we say that there are three kind of levels to the Buddha's teachings, generally speaking. There is the level called Hinayana, there is the level called Mahayana, and there is the level called Vajrayana. And related to these three levels, right, there is the individual liberation vows, the Pratimoksha, which lies at the heart of the Hinayana. There is the Bodhisattva trainings, which lies at the heart of the Mahayana. And then there is the Vajrayana Samayas that lies at the heart of Vajrayana level, right? So generally, all traditions of Tibetan Buddhism say you need to practice these three harmoniously, combined together, simultaneously. So generally, all explanations accept this. Now, almost all other traditions will say, of the three, the Vajrayana Samaya is the highest. Therefore, whether they explicitly say this or not, they will say, the implication is that's most important. But Kyopa Jigten Sungmen says, actually, the individual liberation vows of the three sets of vows is the most crucial to focus our attention on. Now, of course, he doesn't mean, in the limited sense of like, individual liberation vows, as in, I only think of myself, I only protect myself, I have no time for other people. He doesn't mean that. Still, what he means is, in terms of paying attention to your own training, to your own observation of the vows, it's the individual liberation vows that we need to pay close attention to, but do it with a Mahayana state of mind, which is thinking of all beings always. And do it also with a Vajrayana understanding, which is based on Buddha nature, that everything is fundamentally, innately pure. But in terms of observing the vows, then he says, pay attention to the so-called Hinayana individual liberation vows. Likewise, in another example, in another context, he talks about, so in Vajrayana training, we have these 4 levels of empowerments. So the first level is called the vase or the vase empowerment. Then there is the secret empowerment. Then there is the wisdom knowledge empowerment. And then there is the word empowerment, the 4th empowerment. So these are 4 levels of empowerment in Vajrayana training. Again, all traditions talk about these 4 levels of empowerments. And of course, again, with the implication that the 4th one, the word empowerment, that is the one, right, that is going to facilitate or make it possible for you to achieve Buddha. So that is like conventionally, usually that is considered like the most important. Again, Kyopa Jigten Sumgun turn things around and say, in fact, of these 4, emphasis should be placed on vase empowerment, the first of the 4. He says that everything that you have to realize, everything that you have to penetrate and bring into fruition is already given and revealed in the first of the 4 empowerments, the vase empowerment. The other 3 empowerments are only given to help you finally achieve or to actualize what is already given in the first level of the 4 empowerments. So one example, maybe one analogy that I will try and see if it works is, so if you have like if you think about like a very nice, a very beautiful wood table, right? So you can see all the grain, the beauty of the wood and how shiny and how polished, all of that. You can see all of that because, right, before it actually was put on sale and then got to your house, the last thing the carpenter needs to do, right, or one of the last things, is to use a very, very fine sandpaper, right, or sander for the final sanding until it is so smooth, so polished, so beautiful. You can see the grain. So that is like the 4th empowerment. That you need that final polishing for the natural beauty of the wood to become so obvious, so eye-catching. That is like the 4th empowerment. That is like the tantric samaya, the Vajrayana samayas. But all of this beauty, all of this, beauty of this table is only possible because the carpenter, way back when this was just a tree, that this carpenter understood and knew the beauty of the wood that he is using. Right? All that at that level, at the most basic fundamental level, is because the carpenter understood, recognized what is there on the ground level. So that is like the ngondro. That is the foundation, because we recognize at the foundation, at the ground level. And then you took a chainsaw to cut. If you did not have that chainsaw to cut that wood and the planer at that beginning level, you're not going to get the result of this beautiful wood table. So coming back to our sadhana, our practice text, here the ngondro consists of refuge, bodhicitta, vajrasattva, and mandala. Refuge and bodhicitta, what is going on there is basically, these are practices and trainings and meditations to help us regain our sense of direction. We are wandering in samsara, we are wandering in this ocean of birth and death and experiencing suffering because we have lost our sense of direction. We have become distracted. That which is inherently suffering and unsatisfactory, we foolishly hope that it is pleasurable, that it can satisfy us. Then again and again, we keep going back to the same thing, hoping that somehow this time it will not be suffering, it will not be unsatisfactory. That which is impermanent and unreliable, because we have lost our sense of direction, because we have lost sight of what is, we keep thinking that it is reliable, that it is for sure. That which is impure, meaning that which has arisen due to subject-object dualistic perception, we instead think that it is pure and desirable. And finally, that which is not self, that which is not our business, so to say, in common expression, that which is not self, that which is not our business, we go about thinking, oh, this is me, oh, this is mine. And so, that which is not me, not mine, not I, if you go grab and say, I, me, mine, of course, we're going to suffer. So through the practice of refuge and bodhicitta, we regain our sense of direction. And that's why this ngondro of refuge and bodhicitta is fundamental. From the beginning of the path all the way to your attainment of state of Buddha. This refuge and bodhicitta provides us clear direction. So that's the importance of that particular ngondro. Then the ngondro of the foundational practice of Vajrasattva purification. So now we have gained, right? Through refuge and bodhicitta, we have kind of orientate, refocus and see clearly the correct direction. Then after that, what we need to do is to see and to understand that, well, where does suffering come from? Where does happiness come from? And then we see that, in fact, if we don't clear away karmic obscurations, if we don't clear away the afflictive emotions, then the Buddha nature that we are, that which is innate, will always be covered. And so through the practice of clearing away, through the practice of removing that which doesn't belong there in the first place, we will be able to go back to our original state. So that is Vajrasattva, for us to put down, to let go, to drop that which is not, that which hinders us from realizing our true nature. So that is at the essence of why we practice purification, specifically purification through Vajrasattva. Then mandala offering. Mandala offering is the meaning there. What mandala offering can do for us, and why this ngondro is so important, is in a way mandala offering is its function is the same as Vajrasattva purification, but they are working at the problem from two directions. The Vajrasattva direction is to let go, to clear away that which is not there. Yeah? So it's a kind of letting go. Mandala offering is also a kind of letting go. But mandala offering letting go is framed in terms of making offerings. Yeah? So this is you can say like a happy way of letting go, because you're offering the precious things. Vajrasattva is, maybe you could say, a unhappy way of letting go, although you should not be unhappy, because there are things that hinder you. In any case, you let them go. In mandala offering, there are things that you like, but even the things that we like, because we don't know how to like them, they become the causes of suffering. So here in mandala offering, we learn how to let go of the things that we do like. And in letting go of the things that we do like, meaning not grasp at them, and in letting go of the things that we don't like, we begin to discover. We begin to create the conditions that make it possible for us to discover the true treasure, the true diamond that we are. And that is the gateway into Guru Yoga practice. In this sadhana, the Guru Yoga practice is called the most secret practice. It's the first section of the 4 sections of the main practice. So the most secret sadhana, which is the sadhana for practicing Achi as the Guru. Guru Yoga is said to be Vajrayana's special method for helping us, for enabling us to discover the true diamond, the true Buddha that we are. But how do we do that? We do that by relating to the Guru, the one who provides us guidance and instructions on the path to awakening, to relate to that person as the diamond that they are, as the Buddha that they are. In seeing their Buddha qualities, and it's not easy. If you are truly practicing Guru Yoga, it's not easy because you have to see the diamond that your Guru is. You have to see their Buddha qualities. And then the more you see their Buddha qualities, despite all the challenges that you might face. In fact, by facing all those challenges of seeing your Guru as Buddha, meaning the Buddha qualities that are present, you are polishing this diamond. And which diamond are you polishing? In the end, you're polishing your own diamond. And so in Guru Yoga, the final kind of result of Guru Yoga is to be able to see, so 2 directions, to be able to see the Guru as Buddha-like. Then, the second direction, to be able to see that yourself is like the Guru. The Guru is like Buddha, and you are like Guru. Then in the end, you, Guru, Buddha, inseparable. Inseparable in what sense? In the sense that all 3 are Buddha. So before we go line by line, the most secret sadhana of the Guru, first we will together practice this section of the sadhana. Most secret means the most essential level. Often in Vajrayana, you will come across references to outer, inner, secret, you know. And sometimes when we hear the word secret, we think, oh, it's some kind of top secret, you know, like CIA or MI5, MI6 secret, you know. Not that kind of secret. Secret here means the most essence level. So the most essence level is you, Guru, and Buddha, and all sentient beings are inseparably of the nature of Buddha. So this is the most essence level of practice. Mainly now, you visualize or imagine Achi Chokidroma in the form of Prajna Paramita in two hands. She's seated in the space in front of you, legs kind of crossed in a relaxed way. Then she holds, then her mudra, her hand is in the posture of meditation. But in between these two is a volume of the perfection of wisdom. So you just think, visualize the Guru in the space in front of you, seated like that, and you are facing the Guru. It doesn't say here explicitly, but in fact, you should then think of yourself in the form of a Buddha. Whatever Buddha form, whatever idam that you are most comfortable or familiar with, you think of yourself appearing in that form. So if you want to hear my voice more clearly, then right now for the practice, again, you can switch your audio channel to English. Nam kar jazer gyuelo bema dawa zebe den du chugu yumjin yin ju gi dun garzer dan den jin zum yin la ji Chudru nasu jegi tam gi shu jani nyamsha serjin puti nam Tagore lama idham sanje da changsem chukyun so nam chomso dar shubar lu dalu jewa truje ne jase zeme Kunsan Judin Tar Rabdru Jobe Sogi Jopargi Kema Gonji Maji Rinpoche dala gyamne gyushe majina sewa jimpu tugi gongso la kunzang dome gyause mazin bar ma yi tugi longne madurchi Nyamdam ilang gang du yin yang ru gola ge de ming a zu du so. Namo Dharma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Hum 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 Namo Dhamma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Hum Namo Dharma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Hum Namo Dhamma 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 Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Namo Dhamma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Hum Namo Dhamma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Namo Dhamma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Hum 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 Namo Dhamma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Namo Dhamma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Hum Namo Dhamma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Namo Dhamma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Hum Namo Dhamma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Hum Namo Dhamma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Hum Namo Dhamma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Namo Dhamma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Hum Namo Dhamma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Namo Dhamma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Hum Namo Dhamma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Hum Namo Dhamma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Siddhi Pala Hum Namo Dhamma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Hum Namo Dhamma Tare Mahamudra Siddhi Pala Hum Namo Dhamma Tare Mahamudra Mahamudra Siddhi Bolo, Namo Dhammadhari Mahamudra Siddhi Bolo, Namo Dhammadhari Mahamudra Siddhi Bolo, Namo Dhammadhari Mahamudra. Namo Dhammadhari Mahamudra Siddhi Bolo. Zowa tabe maji guzunle oze trude rangi ne zumte guzun jida guzun sabun tu. Machi oshu randan yerme gyuru. Okay, now let's look at the most secret sadhana of the Guru. So in the English sadhana, this is on page, the bottom of page 2. So here it says in Hri, Hri is the seed syllable. Every deity has a seed syllable. Achi seed syllable is the seed syllable Hri. You have to think and to understand and to recognize that this Hri is Achi in the form of sound. So then from this sound, then in the space before me, it says, with this space swirling with rainbow light. So space, in the space in front, this space is actually indicating the emptiness nature of all phenomena. So there we have to, at least those words have to kind of remind us of the emptiness nature of all phenomena, meaning the emptiness nature of, practically speaking, of experiences, of what we see, what we smell, what we taste, what we touch, and especially what we feel and what we think. Because often when we don't see the emptiness nature of our thoughts and our emotions, we suffer. Our thoughts and our emotions, make things very tight. Make us feel like we are trapped. Trapped until the point that we cannot breathe. Yeah, so if you have like these anxieties and then when it becomes like clinically a disorder, Literally, you feel you cannot breathe. You feel like something is sitting on your chest. Even people have nightmares, right, of like demons, right, sitting on their chest. That is all what, in medical terms, we call it anxiety disorders. That's because, we don't realize the empty nature of thoughts and emotions. Like myself, basically, I'm kind of an impatient type. But even that, we have to change, We cannot say, oh, I'm this type, that type, and then stubbornly. After all the years of practicing Dharma, we still insist, this is my type, Then that means we don't understand emptiness, But one example I want to use is like, basically I can say, my type is kind of impatient. So especially when there's a problem that arrives, right? Immediately, I want it to go away. I want to solve it. I want it this way. I want it that way, right? That is not seeing the empty nature of what is going on. Because I'm letting that problem solidify into something that I feel I need to get rid of. Then in that state of mind, often problems involve somebody else, right? But in that state of mind to try to solve this problem, you make it worse because it cannot be solved. Because my lack of understanding or my forgetting the empty nature of that problem solidifies it. Once it becomes solidified in my heart, in my perception, then the other side that is involved in this problem also become solid. Then solidity banging up against solidity, then more friction and suffering and pain. That is when we don't see. We lose sight of the empty nature of experiences. So the sadhana starts by, in the space before me. That space is not just, talking about, oh, you imagine there is space. That has deeper meaning of reminding us. The nature of all phenomena is space. This is a poetic way. The philosophical language is emptiness of inherent existence. Technical Buddhist language, philosophically speaking. Emotionally speaking, it means recognize and remember that all feelings, emotions, thoughts are in fact very fluid, very changeable. Don't solidify. So when suffering turns up, remember to breathe, remember to stretch, remember to smell the flowers, remember to listen to the birds, remember to feel the winds blowing. Simple things, you know. Then here it says, you know, and within this space, right? And within an expanse of swirling rainbow light. So yes, for visualization practice, you can think, you know, oh, there's like all these multicolored lights, you know, filling all. So, you know, it will inspire you, right? But there is an inner meaning to this. What this is referring to is our thoughts and our emotions, which previously we only think of them as being oppressive, as being causes of suffering. Now our thoughts and our emotions, we have to realize their nature as all-pervading compassion. And this is what this rainbow light is. It's all-pervading compassion. So in this in this space, which is emptiness, which is the realization of wisdom, there is rainbow light, which is skillful means, which is compassion. From within this union of wisdom and compassion, there is a lotus and a moon. Lotus is a symbol of the pristine or the pure nature of our mind. Moon is here the symbol of the coolness, of the cooling down of the heat of samsara. So from within this lotus and moon is the great mother, the queen of space, Chukidroma. Even her name here, Chukidroma. Sometimes she's called Chukidroma, sometimes she's called Chukidroma. Dronma here means light or lamp. So lamp or light of Dharma. Dharma is Dharmata, the Dharma nature. That means the emptiness nature. Light is this compassionate, skillful means light. So even her name is a union of wisdom and compassion. Chukidroma. Other times, Achi's name is Chukidroma. When it's droma, droma is tara. Tara means she who liberates, she who saves us from suffering. So the name Chuki Droma, again, Chuki is Dharma nature. And Droma is who liberates. So there again, wisdom and compassion. Dharma nature indicates wisdom. Tara, she who saves, she who liberates, that is skillful compassion. She is white, pristine. This indicates the original state of pristine purity. Three eyes looking out into space. These three eyes are many ways of explaining the three eyes. So one is she sees past, present, and future. Three eyes, right? She sees. She has sight due to having the wisdom that arises from listening to the Dharma, the wisdom that arises from contemplating, thinking about what has been heard, and the wisdom that arises from practicing and meditating on what you have contemplated. So these three eyes have many ways of explanation. A 16-year-old indicates youthfulness, freshness. Seated in half cross, that means not in what we call full lotus or vajra posture, but in a relaxed way. So this indicates that Achi, or the natural state, right? In fact, Achi is basically the natural state. It's always fresh and relaxed. Not tight, and not stale. Then it says her two hands are in the mudra of equanimity. Actually, that means in the meditation posture. Yeah, so here, the resting in a state of equipoise, or meditation equipoise, meditation mudra, holding this perfection of wisdom. So this is telling us that she's in a state of evenness. No more ups and downs, which is our state. Up, down, up, down, up, down. One day happy, one day sad, or one moment happy, one moment sad, going up and down, up and down, up and down. But she is settled evenly. And what settles her evenly is through the realization of the perfection of wisdom, which is what that text is, meaning she sees the true nature of everything, and now she is settled. So this form of Achi is showing us what the natural state is. Is teaching us what our Buddha nature state is. So when we say we visualize Achi in front of us, don't just like go through the motions, oh, she's like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, and quickly move to like mantra recitation. You really have to get it. Like, what is it that I'm seeing? What you are seeing is your, we say, original face. In the Chan tradition, this expression, 本来面目, your original face. This is your 本来面目. This is your original face. This is your fundamental nature in the form of Guru Achi in front of you. Then all around her, it says, are all the lineage gurus, all the Idam deities, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Dharma protectors, all surrounding her. So this is like usually, the refuge field. Then it says, yourself, you have to think not just one form, but millions and millions of yourself, emanation of yourself. So why millions and millions of emanation of yourself? Because again, if you think about it, we habitually think, oh, I'm one thing, I'm one person. But if you actually pay attention to just even 1 hour, 1 hour or even 10 minutes of your mind, you can see that there's so many versions of I that turn up even in 10 minutes. One moment, so inspired. Another moment, less inspired. In the next moment, completely uninterested. Next moment, oh, maybe I'll go do something else. All those, right? All those are different versions of you. So here, when it says that you should think that there are millions of you looking at the Guru Achi, normally they explain, oh, this is so that you accumulate more merit. Yes, that is true, but that is secondary. The main point to understand here is this helps us, this reminds us of how there's no one solid I, Every moment we produce a different version of I. And so to say that all these millions are taking refuge means no matter what state of mind we are in, our fundamental nature is the one single mother, Achi. That's why she's called the soul, S-O-L-E, soul. That means singular. The singular mother means no matter how many versions of I that we experience, happy I, sad I, angry I, lazy I, hardworking I, the I that is feeling murderous, the I that is feeling generous, no matter what version of I that turns up, they all have the single nature. The Buddha nature, the single mother, Achi. So now the text says, I'm in the English, I'm at the top of page 3. So now it says, then you do prostrations, you pay homage, and you make offerings. To make prostrations, homage, and offerings is to say, I surrender. That means I give up on my crazy, confused self. Then I make offerings. Why? Because now I have seen my true face. Now I have seen my true guru. And I aspire to be like the guru. I want to regain my original nature. So I'm giving up, I surrender my ego. I surrender my neurotic, crazy self. And I want to be like you. Then following that is what's called the fierce invocation. That fierce here means, very strong. So then we pray to Achi Droma. And that's the next prayer. In this prayer, it's pretty straightforward, so I'm not going to spend much time explaining. There is one expression here, the primordial kingdom of Samantabhadra. This is talking about our original state. So may I seize the primordial kingdom of Samantabhadra, meaning, in other words, may I attain complete Buddhahood. In particular here it says the prayer to Achi is, please give me the practical pith instructions. This is menga in Tibetan. Menga is the necessary instructions from the Guru that is suitable to our situation. Of course, it has to be fundamentally based on Buddha's teachings. But Buddha's teachings, right, given in a way that particularly suits our special situations, special circumstance. Then we chant this Guru mantra. When chanting the Guru mantra, basically you just rest in that state of remembering Achi, the form of Achi, the Guru, the single mother in the space in front, yourself as Idam, and not just one, but millions of yourself as Idam facing the single Guru. Then you chant the Guru mantra, then you can feel like the blessings of Guru coming to you. Maybe in the form of light, maybe in the form of sound, whatever form, not so important. You just feel that blessing coming to you, dissolving into you. Namo Dhammatare. Namo is homage. I pay homage, I pay respect. Dharmatare is Achi's name in Sanskrit. Dharmatare. Mahamudra Siddhipala is a request for the fruit or the result, which is pala, siddhi, the attainment of Mahamudra, which is realizing nature of mind. So homage to Achi, homage to Dharmatare, please give me the fruit, the result of attaining realization of nature of mind. Hung is the wisdom syllable. In fact, there are 5 parts to this syllable, and these 5 parts correspond to the 5 Buddha wisdoms. So after you recite this Guru Mantra, however number of recitations you want to do for this session, then you receive empowerment from the Guru, which is the next section. But if you have prepared a talk offering, a feast offering, then before you receive the empowerment, you turn to, you go to the talk offering section, which is in the English text is on page 5, the talk offering, the Ganachakra talk offering. Ganachakra talk offering, can be very elaborate, can also be very simple. This is a very simple one. Generally, in Ganachakra talk offering, you need solid foods and liquid. And solid and liquid are symbols of. The liquid is the symbol of the offerings of wisdom, and the solids are the symbols of the offering of compassion or skillful means. So if you do this practice, say in the morning, you can even have this as your breakfast. Your breakfast can be offered at talk. Drigong Kagyu talk usually emphasize not using meat and alcohol, generally speaking. Don't, turn talk offering into an excuse to indulge in food and drink. We already do that, in daily samsaric life, Why turn your Dharma practice into that? In India, the time of the great Mahasiddhas, you might read about how they use flesh, meat, and alcohol. But you should also read the rest, They also use, the meats that they use are not like meat that they go to the supermarket to buy. They are using things that they have found rotting, like dogs that have died, or pigs that are dead. So they are getting these really kind of repulsive substances. So that's the main idea there, is that if your realization is so advanced, you can even transform that which is normally repulsive. But then over time, it kind of deteriorated into People just using talk as an excuse for partying. But we don't even need excuse for partying, you know. So just keep your partying over there, over here, Dharma practice. Don't mix it up like this, because we have no power to transform that. So instead, bring to mind the principle of talk offering, which is that which we like, that which we don't like, all can be transformed and understood and realized as essentially wisdom and compassion. Offer that, take that into yourself so that you strengthen your wisdom and compassion. So you put a plate of the talk offering, a plate, and then a glass of tea or milk or whatever you drink. Then here it says Ram Yam Kam, recite 3 times. Ram Yam Kam, these 3 syllables cleanse and purify the offering. Om Ah Hong, magnify the offering. So Ram Yam Kam is to cleanse and purify. Om Ah Hong is to empower and to imbue the offering with the power to satisfy any hunger, any desire. The gist of Ram Yam Kam and Om Ah Hong. There are more details that can be discussed about this, but sometimes we get too much details, too much information, then our practice becomes very stiff and very mechanical. I don't think we should do that. So I'm just going to say this. Then you practice, you have experience. Connect with your practice from the heart, not from the brain. The brain can provide you information, but that information should sink into the heart so that it is heartfelt. Until it comes from the heart, it is not eating. It is simply thinking of eating. And many of us experts, we're actually experts in thinking about eating, but have never really experienced eating. We can impress our Dharma brothers and sisters. Not only impress, we can overwhelm them with all kinds of information. This is Dzogchen, this is Mahamudra, this is subtle body, this is that, self-emptiness, other emptiness, Rantong, Shentong, this yana, that yana, Very impressive, to show off and to debate and to show other people how much we know. But basically, we walk around, wander around like hungry ghosts. Because we know a lot about how to think about eating, but we have never tasted anything. So here, then it says here, you have to think this offering is vast and equal to the entire universe. So then everything that is desirable, everything that we like, we offer. So this is again another training in not grasping, completely offering everything. Then particularly two goals, you can say, that we are seeking in the context of doing Ganachakra. And these two goals are applicable to all Ganachakra, all talk offering. One is to repair and to restore any breaking of like samayas, Vajrayana samayas especially. And as Gachen Rinpoche always expresses it, he says, the essence of Samaya is love. And here, you can say, well, love as in, universal love or metta, but specific to the context of Vajrayana, it's love, the love or the bond between the teacher and the students, and between teacher, students, and all that are involved. So this is really important, that all of us connected to each other through Dharma, through teacher, through lineage. It's easy for us to get into situations where we disagree, we fight, that we might even gossip about each other. It's like our samsaric nature. But we have to see that ultimately that's a fault. And we have to make amends. We have to work on not relating to each other in this way. So here, this talk offering, we say, I offer this in order to restore and to repair any damage that I have done to this bond, to this heartfelt bond. This bond cannot be based on fear and terror. I think too often discussions about Samaya use the language of fear. Oh, you will go to hell. Oh, you'll go to hell, It's not helpful, this kind of language. And so I find Gachen Rinpoche's kind of translation for us, he says, it's about love. It's about caring about each other. So we offer talk to repair the damage that we have done to this bond. Then the next goal or request is, please free us from being led astray and instead lead us to accomplishing the goal of Buddhahood and the goal of benefiting beings. Then the mantra Ganachakra Puja Kahi means please eat, please take this Ganachakra, this talk. Sanskrit is a little bit like Spanish, very direct, Kahi is like eat. No please, just eat. Then the next mantra, Uchandra Balintakahi, this is so when you eat the top, you should leave some. This is called the leftover. And this leftover that you leave some is to be offered outside to those who are not able to receive the talk when you offered it. They are not able to receive. These are referring to those beings who, due to their own obstacles, they cannot directly receive this. So now you say Uchandra Balinta Kahi, then you take this offering, the leftover, and you offer it outside. So here also symbolically is reminding us, not only do we think about those that we admire, those that we respect and offer, we should also not forget, those who need offerings. Even if they are unacceptable to us, even if we think of them as, dangerous or they don't deserve and all that, we have to cut through all of that and say, they too have needs. So then we give to them. So here, yeah, be careful, you know. It is good that if you are training to view your teacher as Buddha, yeah, it's good if you have decided that you want to train like this, to view your teacher as Buddha. But don't, you know, just view your teacher as Buddha, treat your teacher as Buddha, then treat your fellow brothers and sisters in the Dharma like dirt. This happens a lot, you know. Yeah, many, I think, Dharma centers, you know, tend to have like, whether officially or unofficially, Dharma police, you know, that go around judging and barking at everyone, you know. Anyway, now we come back. After, if you perform the Gana Chakra, if you have Gana Chakra to offer, then you do that. If you don't, or even if you do, after that, you come back to receive the empowerment. And in the English text, this is on page 3. So then it says, light come out from the 3 places from Achi. Crown center, throat center, heart center, dissolve into your 3 centers. Then, after that, Achi dissolves into light and come into this point here. And you also dissolve. You and Achi become now inseparable and dissolve. And then meditate there. This is actually the receiving of the 4 empowerments. The first empowerment, the vase empowerment, the secret empowerment, the wisdom knowledge empowerment. And then when Achi dissolve and dissolve into you, and you and Achi become one and completely everything dissolve, that is the 4th empowerment. So this is, the section is actually, you can say, the completion stage with signs and without signs. with characteristics and without characteristics. With characteristics is the point where light comes in to the three places. Then Achi Guru dissolves into you. Then when everything dissolves, that is the completion stage without any signs, without any characteristics. Up until the mantra recitation is what is known as the creation stage, or sometimes called generation stage. So Vajrayana training is basically training in these two stages of meditation, the creation and the completion. Then after you have remained in this state of meditation, when everything dissolves, this is not emptiness. This is whatever you are able to understand about the natural state of your mind, you remain in that realization. You remain in that meditation. And then if you say, well, I have no idea what that means. If you have no idea what that means, it's okay. Then you just let your mind settle evenly. And remain unmoving, but not like checked out, okay? Awareness is clear. The knowing mind is present. Remain equally, evenly. Then when you're ready to end this meditation, then you do the dedication on the dedication prayer. And then when you do the dedication prayer, you can think of yourself now as Achi, in the form of the single mother, Achi. This is to plant the seed, create the conditions of you realizing the guru state, you becoming this guru. Then you do dedication and you do the verses of auspiciousness. Okay, so we've already passed the time that we say we have allocated for this, but I want to see if there are some questions. Of course, if you have to go now, please don't feel like you are stuck here. Please go. But if you have time, then maybe we can answer some questions.
Guru, there's a question about the Gana Chakra mantra. Should we eat then only recite the mantra, or after eating recite the mantra of Gana Chakra Puja Kahi, Uchadara Banjita Kahi?
Okay, good. So go ahead and translate that question. Basically, Ganachakra Puja Kahi, pause there, and now take the offerings. Then leave a little bit at the end. Don't eat everything, don't drink everything. Then, Uchandra Balingta Kahi, and take that offering, put outside, come back in, and do the rest. Receive the empowerments. So if you have questions in Chinese or Spanish, maybe you can type it in the chat. And then Jasper, you can translate the question that is in Chinese. And then Claudia, you can look at the Spanish and then translate that. And then I will answer. And then if you have a question that you want to ask, you can ask in English. Then you can, because of the audio channel. So we do it this way.
There is a question in Chinese. Say, what is the fourth empowerment? I didn't hear it clearly just now.
So the fourth empowerment, the name of the fourth empowerment is called the word empowerment, and sometimes it is also called the fourth empowerment.
So, and also, where is that location? Like
location wise, it's when Achi dissolves and then dissolve into you from here, and yourself dissolve. That is the point of receiving the fourth empowerment. Jasper, if there are other questions in the chat, if you can read for me.
Yeah, there's an English one. Can we also see the mantra recitation and visualization as a training in Samantha and dissolving as the insight?
Yeah, you could, but not so directly. Not so directly linked. Yeah. The question is about, I'll repeat, during mantra recitation, can you think of it as shamatha and vipassana training? You could, but not so directly. If you know how to link things, you can link everything. If you don't know how to link things, then you end up with a mess.
The next question is, what is the closing recitation?
It's in your text, after that is the dedication prayer and then the verses of auspiciousness. Yeah, I don't know in the Chinese and the Spanish text what page number, but if the two interpreters can show people where it is, Yeah, the dedication is Gewa Di Nurduda Chuku Yumchen Drupgyurne. That's the dedication. Then the verses of auspiciousness: Om Swasti Chotu Trashi Pagyurchik Shingyong Suda Pepo Drangna. Yeah, Jasper?
If I don't have time, can I skip the Gana chakra? Or if I can visualize my food, meaning if I don't have food, can I visualize?
Gana chakra is optional. Yeah? If you want to do the Gana chakra, you insert it in between the completion of mantra recitation and beginning of the in between mantra recitation and receiving of four empowerments. If you don't have actual Gana chakra, then just skip. No need to do that with the visualization. Gana chakra is good to actually have something, to offer and to partake. Yeah. Jasper?
Next question is, I normally have my meal with meat. I mean, I eat meat. Can I still practice this?
Depends on you. If it's me, I will just avoid it. Yes, Jasper.
Is there a specific empowerment for this Achi empowerment, or any Achi empowerment will do?
Any Achi empowerment will do, but to practice this, you should receive the oral or reading transmission, the lung. And that is one of the stipulations for participating in this program, is that you have received this lung or reading transmission from His Eminence. Or, His Eminence is not being territorial about this. If you have received the lung of this particular practice from some other Lama, that's fine too. The point is you should receive the reading transmission before you engage in this practice. Yes, Jasper?
Okay. Is it okay to do ninefold breathing before the start of this practice?
The ninefold breathing. Yes, if you know how to do the ninefold breathing practice, it can only be helpful as a preparation to clear out stale breath and stale energy before you start this practice. So the ninefold breath, if you have received proper instruction, you know how to do it, of course it's good. Whatever practice. His Holiness the Drigung Kyabgon has sent some training videos for this nine breath that he has sent to all the centers. But he has asked that we do not post this on Facebook, on YouTube. But he says, if you want to learn this, you can learn from these videos. So he prepared some videos. So you check with your center Lama how to get these videos. But His Holiness said, please don't post this on Facebook like randomly, publicly like this. And along those lines, I also want to say, this is my personal feeling. Whether you accept or not is up to you, don't worry. Especially a practice like Achi, I feel that we should not become too kind of excited and post on Facebook, Achi mantra, this and that, when the lamas do that, their role is different. Their role is a lama, and so they are supposed to give and to transmit, But for us, if we just randomly post it, one day we post Achi mantra, next day we post some other stuff about some other things, it gets all very mixed up. And in part, right, Achi practice, primarily the significance Achi is as a Dharma protector. Of course, in this practice, there are many levels. But still, generally, Achi is the Dharma protector. So, as Dharma protector, it should be something more private. Something not like secretive. I don't mean it that way. Something more private. Just like, the love or the affection that you have for your partner, each other, you don't go kind of like go talk to everyone about it, Keep it a little bit more private. This is my personal opinion. Yeah, Jasper?
Okay. Last question, I think is for Yao, particularly is because there's a Chinese word, Yao, you use 导引什么意思? There's a question to Yao Chinese
To
translation.
guide.
导引是什么意思? Okay, no more new questions.
Any other questions? Whether in the different channels, if they're asking audioly. Any other question?
One more new question came in. How could instill confidence in Achi as guru while the rest see Achi as protector?
That's up to you. This is a special pure vision practice that has Achi as guru, idam, dakini, and dharmapala. So it's up to you. If you don't feel like Achi is guru, it's fine. Then maybe this practice not so relevant to you. Yeah, no need to force. Yeah, so I want to thank especially James in Singapore, Drigong Dharma Chakra Center, for initiating this program, for basically hosting this program, and also Urban Dharma, the center that I am part of in North Carolina, USA, has provided this Zoom for us to use. So what I want to say also is all of you, we are all in different places, physically located. We can all come together and do this. This is most wonderful. I want to urge you to support your local Dharma center. These are difficult times for us personally, but also Dharma center, of course, is also a challenging time. So please don't forget your local Dharma center. It's part of our tradition to make offerings. I'll be blunt about it. And it's part of our, not just tradition, it's part of the accumulation, part of the training. So then often, when we receive teachings, we say we should also give an offering. But I don't need you. I'm fine. I don't need you to give me offerings. But if you want to do something, then don't forget your local Dharma center. Don't take for granted your local Dharma center. We have to take responsibility for our local Dharma center, the place that you rely on to be able to connect to the Dharma. So don't neglect that if you're able to help. If your local Dharma center is doing fine, then there are people in your community that might need help, especially help with food. Food is a basic need for all of us, whether rich or poor, whether old or young, we all have to eat. So giving food to others is a good thing to do. But do it with a good frame of mind, Don't just think I'm giving charity. So then you give things that you think, they are receiving charity. They should just be thankful for whatever they get. That's not a good attitude. give to others what you yourself would like to eat. Especially the things that you really like to eat, try to give that to others as well. Then a little bit less grasping for what. So this is Vajrayana method, Vajrayana method is, that which you like very much. That which you are, kind of attached to. You offer that. I think our interpreters, I want to thank both of them. Very last minute, I terrorized them by sending them messages to Claudia in Chile and to Seng Yao in Malaysia and say, hey, can you all translate, please, please, please? So they very generously agreed and said, yes, we can do it. So I want to thank both of them. Looks like they are becoming more and more expert towards the end, already doing simultaneous translation. So James, do you have anything to say? Any announcements?
Just want to say, really, thank you very much, Lolo, for agreeing, to guide us all in this fabulous series of teachings. And I really hope that you can consider teaching us in other lessons also. Please make that a good consideration. And then to all of you who participated, really, it's so good to actually be able to attend the lessons together. And I really hope that, every one of us can one of these days confidently, do the practices by ourselves. Really, thank you so much for Dolu. 各位师兄师姐们非常谢谢你们有这个时间一起做这个共修。那希望说以后我们共修过后呢，每个人真的是有这个把握自己真的可以好好的修这个阿七法。谢谢大家。
Okay, thank you. So now we should do also the dedication and the auspiciousness. Yeah, I'm going to chant in Tibetan. So in the English text, it begins on page 4. Judu dashi pagirji shin yon suda dabe podana druba dorje changchen da Pyaden dili naro so jinla jugyun majepa Gyu bela matra shisho dashi gangshi dechen jugi gu Pame yonten rinchen gyatsen gi joju jikden malu gyabzepa Gombo pamo drube trashisho omin ne ju dikungna Pa tsawe lama rinpoche guzen dambe jebel barshin Sungde chen jugi ngaro do tuto pe mi kyo dorje changpa Sanje deyi trashi sho toma bardang tageshin Sabji troda duma je duzi tabu rinpoche Damcho deye trashi sho laba sumgi gyu jangshin Mogu tarjin tobar den chimi dopa sogi cho Ginden dupe trashi sho OK，谢谢，Thank you，
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
谢谢。
Thank
谢谢。
谢谢。
Bye.